Hello everybody, Michael Weber here again, Master of Big Bear Lodge number 617. Another question that I always get is, what is the deal with the Catholic Church and Masonry? So it has been an issue since the 1700s with the Catholic Church that you cannot be a Mason if you are part of the Catholic religion, the Catholic Church, and the Catholic system overall. You will actually be excommunicated from the church if you are a Mason. So there's always been rumored as to why that is, and we get a publication as Masons. It's called California Freemason. You can see that right there. They actually did an entire article on this as to why. They call it the long shadow. You see that standing right there. But I wanted to share a few points. So one of the brothers of our lodge read a publication where it essentially said Freemasons are thinkers and they ask questions. Why in the world would we want that in our church? So that, I want to say that's in a book called Freemasonry for Dummies. You can pick it up anywhere in any major bookstore. But this actually explains a little bit of it as well. But it starts off nearly a quarter century ago when David Patterson sent a letter to Archbishop Roger Mahony asking for clarity about whether Catholics could be in fact Masons. He had no idea the hornet's nest that he would be kicking. Within months, the matter had reached to the highest levels of the church, attracted significant international attention, and led to a popular retaliation of a point of contention that has caused nearly 300 years of confusion. So again, this has been we've been talking about this for quite a long time. It says for 3 centuries now, the Catholic Church has taken a hardline stance against Freemasonry. Why? So the articles, there's a few different articles in here, but essentially it says Pope Clement in 1738 initially held a condemnation of Masonry and has been reiterated by at least 7 popes over 3 centuries, largely on the grounds that the fraternity adheres to an idea described as religious indifferentism. According to at least one publication, the most recent misinformation issued in November in a letter sent to Bishop Cortez in the Philippines reiterated that membership in a Masonic lodge warrants an automatic excommunication that can only be lifted by the Holy See. Not sure what that is actually. So a quick background on that. There's many members of our fraternity that are in fact Catholics. I was raised Catholic. I did my everything that you do as a Catholic. I was raised. I had my communion and went through the catechism and the studies, and I actually switched. I'm a Christian now, but there are a lot of Catholics that are Masons. It continues to say here, and just so you guys know, when it comes to Masonry, Masons in California and around the world make no prohibition against members of any religion, and indeed many members of Masonry have been practicing Catholics. Furthermore, several attempts at clarification from the Vatican over the years have just continued to muddy the waters. So I know just recently the Catholic Church raised question, and I guess the Pope now is able to bless same-sex couples. So there's different ideologies that are going into different parts of religious aspects of the world. So Masons, it doesn't matter who you believe in, you just cannot be an atheist, and you have to believe in something higher than yourself. And we accept all backgrounds and creeds. Another very interesting point that I want to point out to you in this article, it's really cool too. It actually shows a few different news clippings about the Catholic Church and when they would ban us. But this is interesting and something that you guys need to know as well. And mind you, all about illuminating the darkness in Masonry. Masonry is not a religion. Religion deals with salvation, the preparation of our spirit for its return to the God who gave it. Masonry, on the other hand, is about ethics, right and wrong conduct in the here and now. How should we deal with our fellow creatures? Confusion sometimes arises between religious talks and ethics too, but the focus is very different. Salvation not ethics, distinguishes religion. Nowhere in the Masonic ritual is there a promise of our members that they will go to heaven if they are good Masons. Recognizing Masonry in this country has never sought to be the means for salvation. It is self-improvement in a world for which we strive as Masons. So it's said that, within Masonry, we learn to break away the superfluities of life and all the vices that life brings us. And so we try to be a better man in order to one day leave this world better than we found it and be raised to that eternal lodge above. So that's, in a nutshell, for me, that's what Masonry is for. So, I don't know what it is with the Catholic Church, whether we question everything, whether we accept all different backgrounds and creeds. My teaching as a Christian, we learn to accept everybody, love everybody, especially those that are destitute in destitute conditions and think differently than you. But that's what Masonry is. We have everybody from every different kind of background come into our lodges. We have a brother who's actually going up in the ranks of Freemasonry. He's quoted in saying, "For all the lack of certainty, the Masonic position remains straightforward. Membership is open to all candidates of all faiths." And to remember that any member of any organization, regardless if it's religious or not, if it no longer is aligned with your moral compass and ideals, that's when it's time to walk away. So for me, it aligns pretty closely with my ideals. When it comes to Masonry, it has to just do with information. Talk to anybody that is part of a Masonic lodge near your area. Call us. Go to bigbearmasons.com. We try to put out as much information as we possibly can. We have a brother that made a movie that's currently on Amazon Prime called The Art of Freemasonry. You can learn more about us there. But essentially, we are an organization that make men better, and we parallel the teachings of King Solomon's temple in which to achieve that. So that's what Masonry is. If you're part of the Catholic Church, ask questions, especially those that are within the ranks of the Catholic Church that you are a part of, and just get as much information as you can. But absolutely 100%, there are Catholics that are Freemasons. Why the stigma? I still don't really know, and I still don't understand, but we are here for the community, to serve the community, and to be the betterment of not only that community, but of man itself. So continue to illuminate the darkness, ask questions, and we will see you again very shortly.